As we all know, we're going through some crazy times with the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of you have been home for the last 2 or 3 months, either because you have been fully unemployed with your job, partially unemployed, or you might be at home looking to change jobs, and it might be because you were dissatisfied with your job before the pandemic. So today I'm going to go through 9 tips on how you can navigate your job search during this difficult time. So be sure that you stay tuned to the end because all 9 tips are equally important. So here we go. I am Raquel. Welcome back and welcome if you're new here. I've been working in the HR field for over 10 years now, and this channel is all about giving career advice and HR tips so that you can navigate the professional world. So before we begin today, don't forget to subscribe below. Also hit the notifications bell. That way you're notified every time I post a new video weekly. So now that you're home, you probably have a lot of time in your hands to invest in your job search. So the first tip that I would say is to be sure that you're updating your LinkedIn profile and also signing up for LinkedIn if you don't have an account currently. So LinkedIn is one of the most recognized social media platforms for professionals. Many recruiters and jobs have begun to really just use LinkedIn to post their jobs. So you have to have a profile in many cases to be able to apply to those jobs on LinkedIn. But most importantly, during this difficult time, you want to be sure that you're updating your profile within LinkedIn. So I would say take it section by section. Make sure that your picture is updated, it's fresh, it's clear. Be sure that your description is updated, your job title, and then go down to your experience and make sure that you're giving enough detail so that recruiters can have an idea of what you did or what you're doing at your current job and what you've done at your past jobs. So be sure you're going through that whole profile section by section to be sure that it's updated and it's optimized so that recruiters can really find you when they're searching for highly qualified candidates. So what I've done also is I've linked some resources below in the description box of some videos that I found right here on YouTube on how to optimize and update your LinkedIn profile so that more recruiters can find you. Keeping up with your networking efforts is so important even during this time. But of course, you're going to have to network virtually. So go on LinkedIn. Again, make sure you're updating your profile first, and then you can potentially contact hiring managers and recruiters who have began to start posting positions, or even if they posted something a month ago and that position may have been potentially put on hold, it's not a bad idea to send them a message and introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about your experience, and let them know that you're interested in either the company, the position, or both. Form that connection so that when they do open those positions, or if they're starting to look to hire folks into their organization, they would have already have you on top of mind. Be sure that you're updating your profile first, because what's going to happen is when you send a message to a recruiter, they're going to go straight to your profile. So again, make sure that picture and everything's updated before you send the message. So tip 4, which should be a given, is to update your resume. Just like with your LinkedIn profile, you want to be sure that all your experience is updated, education, your address, or you can just do a total revamp of the look of your resume while you're at home. You have the time now. I know it was hard to do when we were hustling and bustling back and forth to the office, but now that you have the time, focus, give your resume some time and really comb through it line by line to be sure it's free of mistakes and it's fresh so that it stands out from the crowd. As companies start to hire, there are going to be a lot of people looking for jobs. So you want to be sure that your resume is in tip-top shape and it stands out from the rest. So you want to be sure that you're practicing interview questions and skills now that you're home. So if a recruiter calls you back, chances are they're going to want to have that initial interview via Zoom or another web conferencing software. If you don't have any of those softwares, you can even FaceTime with a friend or family member and do some role plays on answering interview questions and things like that. So if you haven't interviewed in a while, now is the time to brush up on those skills, especially with role playing, so that you're prepared in case a recruiter calls you back. So number 6 is that you want to start to document and list all of your accomplishments, either at your current job or your past job, and even in your career. How many times have you been in an interview or in a conversations with a hiring manager and they've asked you about those accomplishments and you just don't have any on top of mind? Now that you have time, actually write a list of all those projects that you've completed, all the accomplishments that you've had in your career, and store them somewhere. Reference those accomplishments so that you're ready for when you actually have the job interview. So you might want to start looking for jobs overseas. So there are a lot of companies that are based in other countries that are hiring virtually in customer service and many other fields where you can still work from home. There are also a lot of companies that are based right here in the States that have still been hiring. So regardless of what you're hearing and what people are saying, there's still a lot of companies that are hiring. So don't give up. I know that right now it can be a time where there's a high level of anxiety, depression, and you really don't know what's going to happen from day to day. But I would say most importantly, don't give up, because again, there are a lot of companies that are hiring virtually. While you're home and you're looking for a job, you want to be sure that you're adjusting your expectations. So recruiters are not going to call you back every day or as often as they were calling you back before the pandemic. Many companies have put positions on hold. Many companies have completely shut down, but all you can do is focus on your goals. Dedicate maybe an hour or two every day to invest in your job search, and don't give up. Most importantly, stick to your goals and don't give up. So my last tip, and really most important, is that you don't want to be sure that you're consuming your time with unproductive distractions. So that can be anything, but it could be binge watching Netflix all day, or you're on virtual parties, or you're just doing something that is proven not to be productive, because before you know it, 2, 3, 4 months is going to go by and you've done nothing. So I would say make sure that whatever you're doing at home is productive and you're sticking to the plan. You're investing some time into your job search so that you can stand out from the rest when companies do decide to hire. So those are my 9 tips on looking for a job during the pandemic or after the pandemic, now that a lot of companies have started to reopen and they started to hire again. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel below and also hit the notifications bell. I post videos weekly and I want to be sure that you don't miss any. And also, if you have any additional tips on how to search for a job during the pandemic, feel free to leave those in the comment below. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.